All right, people. All right. It is Wednesday. We're dropping it on you right here. Hottest show in the streets, #1 forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA, coming to you, home location in Tuscaloosa. A lot to get into tonight. A lot to talk about. We want your excitement. We want your enthusiasm in the chat line. Smash the like button. Give us that thumbs up right there. Like the show. Daily super chat, go $100 there. Daily super chat, go $100 there. We're getting to all of your comments in the chat line tonight. Get your comments ready. We're reading all of them. We're taking them, or as many as we can, here on the show. Really excited. We got a chance to hear, of course, in terms of radio, from Kadyn DeBoer talking about the A-Day game coming up here in April. His excitement about seeing the capacity crowd that can be inside Bryant-Denny, showing the support here to the Alabama football program. But we have a lot to get into A former five-star offensive lineman back at Alabama. I mean, Kadyn Proctor has made the news, big-time waves there. When you look at a quarterback for the Crimson Tide, Jalen Milroe starting to turn heads in spring practice. That is true. That is 100% true. We'll get into that. And then also a Bama Pro Day recap. The guys inside the practice facility today performing in front of pro teams, pro coaches, pro scouts, pro personnel, what have you, and the individuals that really up their NFL draft stock when you talk about the upcoming draft venue here. But we start things off, as always, by getting into some of your comments here to start the show. We start things off with hashtag proud season with the Roll Tide. Roll Tide to you, proud. Happy to have you in here. Aaron McGuire with the Roll Tide roll with the elephant, some A's there, a little splash and wave. Roll Tide, the little football there going there from Aaron McGuire. Demetrius D. Maynard Sr. with the let's go. Well, let's go then. We in here. We are in here talking Bama football. I know people are having the whole rumors there with Caleb Downs and what he could do. Caleb Downs at this point not transferring back to the University of Alabama. I haven't heard anything of it. Looks like he will remain at Ohio State. But you guys continue to get your thoughts into the chat line, get everything in here. We got John Bailey with Steven. What's up, brother? Appreciate you, John, helping us out here on the show. Glad to have you in here. We have Ant Ford, BBQ with the Roll Tide. Roll Tide to you, Ant. Happy to have you in here on a Wednesday evening. We're talking nonstop Crimson Tide football. Got a little bit of a basketball news update. Alabama will take on 13 seed Charleston on tomorrow. NCAA tournament. How far can Nate Oates and this team go? I know it was a disappointment to how the regular season kind of ended there, even with the win over Arkansas. And of course, you were one and done in the SEC tournament. We don't like that when you look at Alabama football, not football, basketball. So with Coach Oates and this group in the NCAA tournament taking on Charleston, our eyes will be on, can this team come out fast? Can it come out fluid? Can it come out with a flow to it offensively? And then give the effort defensively, right? Force turnovers, put your body on the floor, show some effort, show some toughness. And then when the three-point shot is not falling, don't just fall in love with that. Kick the ball out, create some foul trouble for the opposing team, attack the basket, get to the free throw line, those types of things, have that mid-range game. Okay, so Bama actually plays Friday, not Thursday. Thank you, John Reggie, for clearing that up there. So Bama plays Friday against Charleston. So Bama plays Charleston Friday to open the NCAA tournament out of Spokane, Washington, that region right there, or that bracket right there. I have not done a bracket yet. I haven't done a bracket, man, in a long time. Every time I do, when I feel like somewhere in that first round, I pick a team that I believe should win, and the bracket gets busted. And I just look at myself like, Steve, and here we go again. You did not get the money. You did not get the money. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got Charles Terry, who writes in, Steven, greetings from Montgomery, Alabama, brother. Charles, happy to see you in here, my guy. Happy to see you in here, being a part of the show. Awesome, awesome, awesome having you involved here in the network, in the channel right here for TDA. But we right now begin to topic number one here of the conversation, that being on one Kadyn Proctor, who made big news this week with his whole social media posting of Michael Jordan. I'm back from the 1995 NBA Finals. That picture right there he put on his Instagram, and everybody was wondering, what does this mean? What is he saying? What cryptic message is he throwing out there? Could Kadyn Proctor be returning to the University of Alabama? A little bit of a backstory on this. So Proctor was made the All-SEC freshman team this past year, former five-star in the 2023 class from Iowa, 6'7", 360 pounds. He earns the starting job at left tackle during fall camp. Has some early struggles, but got better as the season went on. Helped the team to an SEC championship and the college football playoff. And then Nick Saban announces the retirement, right? Nick Saban announces the retirement, and Kadyn Proctor was one of the first few people to hit the transfer portal, gets homesick, goes to Iowa, and then in a basketball game for the Hawkeyes, he's interviewed, right? And he tells the reporter, hey, even though I was struggling at Alabama, I was having some tough times, Iowa, they always held me down. They always did right by me. They always kept the communication. They always kept the conversation fluid. So I got nothing but love for Iowa. I'm happy to be back home. And you thought that he would just remain there at Iowa. However, Kadyn Proctor has continued to be in conversation with current guys for Alabama. When you look at on the offensive line, he continues to be in conversation with Tyler Booker, continues to be in conversation with other guys as well on the offensive line. And they're basically telling him, hey, bro, you left too soon. We were trying to tell you, man, hold out. Don't jump ship. Just wait and see what this new coach and his staff are going to be about. And I think Kadyn Proctor is seeing from the view of his former teammates, he's seeing, DeBoer's coming in. He's bringing this offense, the excitement of it, the flow of it. He's seeing DeBoer's staff with Chris Kaplovich, offensive line coach, what he can do for Proctor's future. And now Proctor's feeling like, man, I made a decision in haste. I did not make the right move. I did not really line this thing up properly. And because of that, now he's hopped back into the transfer portal and returning to the Crimson Tide, leaving Iowa. And for you as Bama Nation, I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, some people say, he's 19 years old, young kid, made a decision, in rush. We all have made mistakes. We all have rushed decisions at one point in time. Welcome him back home with open arms. No harm, no foul. Come on in back to the fold. You have some that feel like that. You have others that feel like, man, no, he left Bama for a reason. He ain't trying to be with the group. You don't just leave the University of Alabama. You don't just leave the program and think you can come back and it's all going to be good and your spot's still going to be there. No, like we need to roll on with what's already here and who want to be here. So you have two different sides of the coin. But Bama Nation, I mean, how do you feel about this? I mean, some people say it was the players welcoming Kadyn Proctor back with open arms. Some say maybe it was the coaching staff and DeBoer. But, I mean, it's not going to be him giving a spot. Like, Kadyn Proctor is going to have to earn that spot back, whether it's at left tackle, whether it's at right tackle. He's going to have to earn that spot back. But, fans, I want to get your thoughts here. Get in the chat line. What do you think about Kadyn Proctor's return? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Definitely want to hear your thoughts here. We're going to take a quick break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, I'm going to get into your comments in the chat line. But first off, let's get a word from our partners, Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah, oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. Absolutely, folks. Alumni Hall. Check out our guys right there, our partners with Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Alumni Hall, Midtown Village in Tuscaloosa. Love those guys and what they do, helping us out here. But now we go over chat line and take your thoughts here on the show. We got Talking Recovery. Good evening, everyone from Alabama, Alabama. Good evening to you, Talking Recovery. Happy to have you in here. We got Roll Tide CVC. Damani Jackson definitely starting because they gave him Kool-Aid's number. Yes, Damani Jackson, the transfer corner from USC, is wearing number 1 in spring practice. John Bailey writes in, Steven, Kool-Aid looked fast. Can't wait to see him after the surgery. He did. Kool-Aid, despite a Jones fracture in his right foot, ran a 4.46 40. Picking him up, putting him down. Kool-Aid had a very, very good pro day. Put the money in his bag, especially after you start to see some people look at him as maybe he's not a concrete first-round guy. So Kool-Aid showed everybody he is a concrete, first-round guy, a concrete first-round value. We got here Russell McDaniel writes in, will the offensive line lose weight? That'd be a question right there, because Chris Kapovich talked about it, right? We still want offensive linemen that can move. Yes, be big. Yes, be physical. But we still want offensive linemen that can move, that can be agile, that can be aggressive, that can get out there in space. We don't want guys just being, stick thin. We don't want guys being overweight either. We want guys that can be able to move, get out there, set the run game up, protect the quarterback in the passing game. So it'll be interesting to see, how these offensive linemen trim down here. McDaniel writes back in, just mean they gave Damani Jackson Kool-Aid's number doesn't mean anything. Right. Damani still got to earn it. He still has to earn it on the field. He still has to earn it on the field. That's the big thing. Just because he's wearing number 1 doesn't mean anything. He's got to earn it on the field. David L. writes in, team chemistry concerns me. In terms of Kadyn Proctor coming back, yeah, I thought about that. Yeah, especially with the guys that stayed, the guys that didn't go anywhere, and they were building that team chemistry with other players in the fourth quarter program, in the offseason workout program, then coming out of that to spring practice, bringing Kadyn Proctor back, who was not in this fourth quarter program, who was not in this offseason workout program, and now bringing him back, what does that do to a locker room where you've got guys that have, worked their tails off in the fourth quarter program? You got guys that have worked their tails off in the offseason workouts. Now they're saying, okay, this guy left. Now he's coming back in. What's up with this right here? But I also say this. If Kadyn Proctor earns his spot, because he didn't burn any bridges, but if Kadyn Proctor earns his spot back at that left tackle position, it's going to be very interesting when you look at this Alabama offensive line here. Going into Charles Terry, who writes in, glad Proctor did not burn any bridges. I believe it's a win-win to let him come back. Believe he can still be a huge asset. We have talent, but no depth on the offensive line. So that's a good point there. There's talent, but the depth there is not where you would like for it to be at, especially if an offensive tackle position, you don't have a proven starter there. So at least having a Kadyn Proctor back would give you a proven starter at that left tackle spot, especially when he progressed and got better week by week after the first week here of the season. But that this is all real interesting right here. We got here Real Rare 100. Is Caleb Downs coming back? That's the question. That's the rumor that's going around right now. I don't think so. I think Ohio State raised up its NIL collective just to keep Caleb Downs around. I do not think he's coming back to the University of Alabama. Love the kid, like the kid. Another one, but I was just like, why did you leave there? But he is not coming back. He is not coming back. Roll Tide CVC. I love we got Proctor back. I've been looking at other people's thoughts on it. They want to know how he can go from Bama to Iowa and back to Bama. I don't know. This is something that, the transfer portal, you got to put some parameters on this thing. You definitely got to put some parameters on this thing. But right now, you got some people happy to have Proctor back. You have some that are kind of in mixed emotions, mixed feelings, but we'll see if Proctor can earn his spot back. Don Parker writes in, I know if I was on this team, especially a tackle, I would feel some type of way about Proctor. I'm just saying, you have to ask yourself, does this rub team chemistry the right way, wrong way? Does this rub the locker room the wrong way? These are questions, Don, that you do have to ask yourself. But the players, when you look at Tyler Booker, among other older guys that kind of wanted this move, wanting to have him back in the fold. So we will see how bad does he want to be back in here. Let's see, a money printer never stops writes in, have you heard anything about QB2 competition? I heard Dylan last year was good and could have been the starter last year if he had been in the program longer. QB2 competition is looking fierce. You got Lonigan, you got Ty Simpson, you got Austin Mack, and they're all three battling. They're all three pushing, they're all three competing. So the QB2 conversation is setting up nice. And I feel like with the first scrimmage coming up, guys, this Saturday is the first scrimmage of spring practice inside Bryant-Denny. It's the first scrimmage. So I think we'll start to see who can be some guys that will separate themselves, including at quarterback. So check out this first scrimmage coming up on Saturday. We should get something right there. Chef, right, or Chief One writes in, Proctor is still a kid. We were kids once and wish we could change some of the mistakes we made. True. We were kids once. Proctor's still a young guy trying to maneuver, trying to mold. So this is one of the reasons why the players want to have him back in here. We got Roll Tide CVC. You heard any progress on Milroe reading defenses? He's really having a great spring practice so far, and we're going to get to even more of that. Money printer, yes, I'll be at the scrimmage. I'll be at the first scrimmage. How much action would I get a chance to see in there remains to be seen, but I'll be at the first scrimmage. But we're going to take another quick break, folks. When we come back, we'll get into Jalen Milroe, his progression here in practice. We're going to get another word here from our guys at Alumni Hall. Hold on. We're going to get another word from our guys here at Alumni Hall. We will be right back. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah. Man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. Man, you gotta love those keychains, man. I mean, you gotta love those keychains at Alumni Hall. Shouts out to our partners there, Alumni Hall, right there at Midtown Village in Tuscaloosa. I mean, if you're going to do some shopping somewhere for the 8-day weekend, go right there, Alumni Hall. Get yourself those keychains. Help yourself out there. Appreciate everybody at Alumni Hall, our partners supporting us here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine. But we get into now. Topic 2 of the conversation tonight, people. Jalen Milroe's turning heads in spring practice, y'all. Going back to Monday. Well, not Monday, Tuesday. Well, one of those 2 days when the players came back from spring break. Jalen Milroe was out there dropping dimes in practice, hitting 50-yard passes, 20-yard passes, reading defenses, putting the ball accurately in the right spot. We mentioned coming into spring practice, he had tweaked up his throwing motion. He had tweaked up his passing mechanics. He's keeping his back and his shoulders square. He's moving more with his hips. He's driving through the football. He's releasing it cleanly. Just so many check marks, right? When you look at the improvement of the passing mechanics with one Jalen Milroe, and looked very good opening up practice this week. I know media viewing is tomorrow, the second media viewing portion. So I'll be back out there for the second time getting Bama practice. So I will have my eyes even more so on Milroe, watching the growth, watching the development, seeing for myself him turning heads here even more in spring ball. But what's going to be fun for me is this first scrimmage with Milroe. How much will he be able to kind of really separate himself and say, I am truly QB1? Like, everybody calm down. Like, I'm QB1 in this thing. The first scrimmage is going to be very good for Milroe. He goes out there, puts on a show with the lights on inside Bryant Denny, because the coaches are not going to be all up on these guys, right? They're going to give these guys the script. It's going to be how quickly can you play, how fast can you play, your ability to work off script, how quickly can you flow to the football, how quickly can you make plays out there on the field, can you play with confidence. All of these things are in the first scrimmage. So with Milroe, my eyes will be on how many plays can he make. Can he make the right reads? Can he get the ball to the playmakers? Can he make quick decisions with the football? All of these things my eyeballs will be on. But just so far in spring practice, the young man's been turning heads. He's been dropping dimes, been hitting guys all over the field accurately with the football, been reading defenses where he's taken on strongly to the DeBoer, Nick Sheridan offense. He really has. And I know a lot of the major prognosticators out there have been talking about, well, in order for Milroe to be a high-round, high-end draft pick in 2025, he's got to be able to process information. If he can't process information fast, he is not going to be a high-end draft pick. Well, so far in spring practice, he's been able to process that information. Go through one read, two read, three read, get the ball out. Get the ball out. Or if you're going to run, have that mind made up, take off, and go with the football. So I've been very pleased with what I've been able to see and hear on Jalen Milroe. So my main thing for him is going to be first scrimmage this weekend, Bryant Denny. They cut the lights on. You go out there and you do what you do. Can he go out there and just do what he's supposed to do in being accurate, precise, timing, whether it's whether it's changing the protection, going from a run to a pass, whatever he's whatever he has to do out there in the field, he's able to perform it. He's able to perform it and perform it at a high level. If he can do that, then this is QB1, folks. If he can do that, this is QB1. I know people talk about looking at Dylan Lauren again, and he's having a good spring. Looking at Ty Simpson, he's having a good spring so far. And looking at the transfer Austin Mack coming over from Washington. But I'm going to say this. The game experience that Milroe has bodes extremely well for him and the confidence to prove himself right. And this young man's always had that confidence to not necessarily prove others wrong, but prove himself right. He's got that kind of confidence about himself. So to be able to show that in the scrimmages, first one Saturday, that's going to be fun to watch. That's going to be exciting to see. But from what I've been able to gather, he's been turning heads out there in spring ball. But let's get to some of your comments right here. Let's get to some of your thoughts here in the chat line. I know you guys have been talking. Let's see. Here we go. Run the Table Sports TV. The kid is young. The GOAT left us, and it wasn't about the money. He went to Iowa, y'all. LOL. Y'all act like he went over to LSU. I mean, he did just go home. He did just go home. Proctor did just go home to Iowa. I mean, Nick Saban retires. He gets homesick, wants to go back home. He goes back home, and I guess he figures out, hey, maybe home is not all I thought it was cracked up to be. Maybe I need to be back in Tuscaloosa. And he figured it out. I need to be back in Tuscaloosa. This is the reason why Kadyn Proctor's back here. Now, I did mention this. Can he win his position back at left tackle? That's going to be the question. Can he win back an offensive tackle position as a starter? Because he's competing hard here this spring once he gets onto the campus. Roll Tide CVC, even intermediate throws in terms of Milroe, yes. Even those he's improved on. He's hitting on those too. Those 10 to 15-yard passes into the boundary. So far in spring practice, he's been connecting on those. Once again, the first scrimmage is Saturday inside Bryant-Denny. They turn the lights on. Game-like practice. Can he go out there and execute it then? When you got guys coming at you to hit you, guys coming at you to try to rough you up there, can he, in this scrimmage, do his job? Can he do his job there in the first scrimmage there? That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to watch there. Don Parker writes in, I get that he's a kid, but there's a thing that's missing in society these days called integrity. He needs to show he's all in and earn the trust of the coaches and teammates. Don Parker, good point. And that's why I mentioned with Proctor coming back, it's not going to be given to him. He's got to earn that spot back. He's got to earn the respect of the teammates back, earn the respect of the coaching staff. He's got to earn all of that back because you got to think in the back of the player's mind, they still have, bro, like you still left us. Like that's definitely still in the back of their mind. Even though we happy to have you back, bro, welcome back, kumbaya, kumbaya. But in the back of their mind, it's still like, yo, this cat left us, man. Proctor left us, man. Like, we can't change the fact that he left. So he's got to prove that he's got to earn that spot back. He's got to earn that spot back for himself. And he's got to earn that spot back for this program and the teammates around him. So absolutely. He's got to earn that back. Don Parker also writes in, I want to see Milroe improve, succeed, and play at a higher level. I'm hoping the other quarterbacks push him so he has no choice but to get better. Competition is a good thing, and they're all pushing each other. Lonergan's pushing Milroe. Simpson's pushing Milroe. Austin Mack's pushing Milroe. Everybody's pushing everybody in that quarterback room. And believe you me, a quarterback coach, Nick Sheridan, is pushing everybody in that room because they want the guy that can operate this offense the best and have this offense be elite. That's what they want. I mean, Washington this past season was one of the more elite offenses, efficient offenses in college football. Yes, I understand it ran up on Michigan in the national championship game and got spanked by the Wolverines. Yes, that happened. But prior to that, Washington was one of the best offenses in college football this past year based on timing, based on movement, based on motions, based on creating just any type of matchup that they wanted to create. So I think everybody in that quarterback room, Don Parker, is pushing each other. But I think Nick Sheridan as the quarterback coach and Kalen DeBoer as the head coach they have such a high expectation on this room that they're pushing guys too. I mean, they are pushing guys too. We got Coke Bottle right now. Milroe needs to work on his progression and pocket presence. That is something. Got to work on going from one read to the next read. And in the pocket presence in terms of not just feeling out the pocket, but when you see that pocket collapsing, quickly be able to step out of there and take off and go, right? I mean, that goes back to decision-making as well. Once the ball hits your hand, already have your decision made up, whether you're going to throw the football, whether you're going to run the football. That doesn't really matter. have that decision made up upon the ball hitting your hands, what you are going to do with that football. That's another thing with Milroe. He's got to have his mind made up when the ball hits his hands, what he is going to do there with the football. Let's see here. Roll Tide CVC. Did anyone see how Ryan Day kind of blamed Seth McLaughlin's struggles on Jalen's cadence? I saw that. If I was Ryan Day, this was in very poor taste. You talk about Seth McLaughlin, and that's it. You talk about, okay, he's improving. He's gotten better. We've worked with his snaps. We've got him making sure that, that issue's taken care of. You don't bring Jalen Milroe into this. Jalen Milroe's not at Ohio State. He's at Alabama. Seth McLaughlin is no longer with Jalen Milroe. You leave Milroe completely out of the conversation, Ryan. You leave him completely out. That was an absolute poor taste. If you're going to talk about something, you talk about Seth McLaughlin, keep it based on him, his progression, his improvement. He's getting better. We're making sure that the bad snaps have been rectified. You do not bring Jalen Milroe into that conversation. That was an extremely poor taste by Ryan Day. That's just my thoughts there. Just extremely poor taste by Ryan Day. Let's see. Let's see here. We got Emmett Bingham writes in, need to be a team majority decision to keep the energy going in the locker room. Team majority decision. And I think the team more than likely was a team move to have Proctor back in here. It was a team move to have Proctor back in here. But we'll see. We'll see. We will see what's going on. We shall see. We got JD Long, Stephen M. What's good, brother? Roll Tide. JD, happy to have you in here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here we go. Run the Table Sports TV. No. Austin didn't look too good at the spring practices. It's J4's job to lose. Jalen Milroe, I'm telling you, he's dropping bombs out there. He is dropping bombs out there. Jalen Milroe is showing everybody he's grasping this offense extremely quickly. He's making plays in this offense. My main thing is going to be this first scrimmage, right? Run the table. Like, how does he look in this first scrimmage? How does Milroe look? He goes out here in this first scrimmage, and he's dominating this first scrimmage, then that will tell a lot of it. That will tell a lot of it. That will tell a whole tale of a tape right. It's going to be fun to watch this. It's going to be fun to watch this here, come up here on Saturday. We got here James Henry with the Roll Tide, Steve. Appreciate you, James Henry, helping us out here. Coke Bottle writes in unclassy, throwing that to Ryan Day. Like I said, Day didn't have to bring up Jalen Milroe. Just keep it at Seth McLaughlin, his growth, his improvement. You did not have to bring up Jalen Milroe. That was I don't even know what to say about that when you look at Ryan Day. Sam writes in, what up, Steve? I'm late to the game, bro. Kadyn Proctor back in the saddle. He's going to have to prove himself. Yeah, he's going to have to. Going to have to prove himself to be back at that left tackle position with him making this return to the Crimson Tide from Iowa. Now, some feel like, hey, he's earned that respect back because of, with him coming back to Alabama. And, he could have earned some people's respect back, absolutely. But it's going to just be fun to see the competition now in that room with Kadyn Proctor back here. Let's see here. Russell McDaniel, Proctor is 19 years old. You see here that he's 19 years old. Been like you haven't made mistakes before. Been Allen, act like you haven't made mistakes before. So he is 19, Proctor is. Yes, this was a rough mistake here on his part, making that move. But I go back to, once again, and I can see where he had a lot of thoughts going through his mind. Kadyn Proctor's thinking, okay, Nick Saban just retired. I know they told me to wait, give Greg Burns 72 hours to find the next coach. But is this guy going to coach me the same way that Coach Saban did, right? I mean, there was just so many unknown factors at the time. And yes, there were several veteran players that said, don't leave, don't go, be here, wait. But when you're put in that position, kind of doesn't matter how many people tell you don't leave, don't leave. If you got it made up in your mind, Saban's retired, he's no longer here. I don't know if the next coach is going to develop me the way that Coach Saban did. I need to go somewhere, then you're going to go somewhere. And he ends up going to Iowa. Now, of course, he gets there and he figures out, okay, this is not where it needs to be at. This is not what I thought it was going to work out to look like. And then he gets the text messages, phone calls from his former teammates at Alabama that tell him, hey, bro, Kadyn DeBoer, the new coach, he's in here. He's doing his thing. He's got this vision. We're all bought into it. We can be really, really special. We can win a national championship. Man, you come on back if you can. Come on back if you can, man, because we can win a national. And I'm pretty sure with all those conversations going with former teammates, Kadyn Proctor probably thought, man, I probably shouldn't have left. Man, I made a terrible mistake. Man, I look at Booker's back and Big Jaden Roberts is back and Pritchett's back. And then they got the center from Washington. And then they got this O-line coach, Coach Chris Capp, man. Bama could really do something, man. Let me get back to Tuscaloosa. It's probably what went through Kadyn Proctor's mind. Let me get back to Tuscaloosa. Once again, I'm just taking a guess. I don't know what was on the guy's mind. I'm not him. I'm just taking an educated guess. But he is back. The main thing is going to be, can he earn his position back? That's the main thing. Can he earn his position back? Appreciate all of you guys getting your thoughts in here on the show. Sam writes in, what did Ryan Day say again? Ryan Day basically blamed Seth McLaughlin's snapping issues last season on Jalen Milroe's cadence. That's what Ryan Day did. He blamed Seth McLaughlin's issues snapping the football on Jalen Milroe's cadence, which, once again, I go back to, if you're going to talk about Seth McLaughlin, just keep the conversation on him and his improvement and how he's gotten better and how you have rectified these snapping issues. Don't sit there and go at don't go at Jalen Milroe. He's no longer here. Don't go at Jalen Milroe. That was not what needed to be done there. But appreciate all of you guys getting your thoughts into the chat, and I continue to get your thoughts in. We're going to get to the final topic here of conversation on tonight's show, and the final topic goes to Alabama's Pro Day today. Woo! I was out there. Bama's Pro Day. You had some guys that put some money in their bag at the indoor facility. Now, this year's Pro Day, it wasn't as, I don't want to say it wasn't as interesting. That's not the right word. This year's Pro Day wasn't as highly profiled. I'll put it like that. This year's Pro Day wasn't as highly profiled as last year's. Just to the last year, you had Nick Saban there, right? Last year, you had Bryce Young, and everybody was looking for a quarterback. Last year, you had Will Anderson, and people wonder, could Will and Bryce both go in the top 5 of the draft? Last year, you had Jahmyr Gibbs, who came to Alabama one season and just cut up and went to the draft. And then last year, you had Eli Ricks, the guy that so many people felt like should have been playing from the get-go, and he goes out there and he has a good pro day. So last year you had more of those, I guess, headline names, right? This year you didn't have too many of those. So I guess that's the reason why you only had 3 head coaches at pro day. You had Mike Tomlin of the Steelers, you had Antonio Pierce of the Raiders, and you had Mike McCarthy of the Cowboys. Everybody else was basically an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or some type of scout, if you will. But even with that being said, it was still a good pro day. First and foremost, Kool-Aid McKinstry, y'all. Kool-Aid sat there and made sure Todd McShay and Mel Kiper and all the draft prognosticators out there that may have tried to talk him lower in the first round, he made sure, hey, I'm the real deal. Hey, keep your eyes back on me. Hey, I'm one of the best, if not the best corner in this draft. Kool-Aid McKinstry with a Jones fracture in his right foot that he will not have surgery on until Friday. Kool-Aid, 4'4", 640. He was flying. 34.5-inch vert, showing the hops there. 10-foot, 1-inch broad jump. Looked very smooth in the positional drills. He put the money in the bag. Kool-Aid put the money in the bag. Really enjoyed what he did. Terrion Arnold had a good pro day. 35.5-inch vert. Very good 40. Moved around well in the on-field drills. J.C. Latham showed a lot of power in the on-field drills today. And like what I saw from Chris Braswell, did some good things out there. Kind of disappointed that we didn't get a chance to see, or I didn't get a chance to see Jace McClellan do a lot out there. Very disappointed that we didn't get a chance to see Jermaine Burton do much of anything out there. But the guys that I did see, some great stuff from Kool-Aid, great stuff from Terrion. J.C. Latham looked good. Darian Dalcourt looks healthy. That's a good sign. Will Reichert, y'all. Reichert, it looked like a cannon was going off every time he kicked the ball today. Reichert made field goals from 49, 51, 52, 54, 57, and 60. The only reason why Reichert missed a 55-yard field goal is it hit the roof. That's the only reason why Reichert missed a 55-yard field goal, hit the roof. And I'm telling you, every time Reichert was kicking today, you saw NFL scouts like looking at him like, whoa, like, I'm telling you, Reichert chose the right draft to come out in. Will Reichert chose the right draft to come out in. Because, man, he was kicking it. He was kicking it. He was kicking it. So, very proud of him and what he was able to do. Very proud of him. Proud of all the guys. Proud of him. Proud of, like I said, Braswell, Turner, Kool-Aid, Terrion, JC, Dalcourt, Jalen Key, Tresman Marshall. All the guys that came out and competed, participated, did great. Did great. Now, the best part of the whole pro day was the interview process, right? Right after, Kool-Aid went through his on-field performance, he got a chance to talk to us and the media. And as he was explaining, the joy that he has to have an opportunity to get to the NFL, and he was just talking about it, out of nowhere, Terrion Arnold comes up, jumps on the back of Kool-Aid, and is like, and takes the mic and starts asking Kool-Aid questions. Just the pure brotherhood, just the brotherhood between Kool-Aid and Terrion is special. They both came in together, 5-star players in that 2021 class. They both grew together. They both matured together. It was fun. It was fun to watch that. Terrion pumping up Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid pumping up Terrion. They're both talking about why each of them should be, a first-round draft pick. And then J.C. Latham goes over there, and he adds his 2 cents in. So it was fun. It was fun. But I thought that at the end of the day, Kool-Aid enhanced his stock. I thought Terrion enhanced his stock. Both of those two did. I thought J.C. Latham enhanced his stock. I think you got 4 guys. I think you got 4 guys for Alabama that can go in the first round. You got 4. Terrion first round, Kool-Aid first round, Latham first round, Dallas Turner first round. Those 4. I think Bama's got 4 that can go in the first round. Now, Turner is top 5, top 10. I think Terrion's top 15, Latham's top 15, Kool-Aid's top 20. Terrion spent a lot of time talking with the Las Vegas Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce, and Raider fans are like, please, Coach Pierce, take him. Draft Terrion. He's a dog. He's an animal. He's a playmaker. Draft Terrion Arnold. And if the Raiders draft Terrion Arnold, that would not be a bad move at all. So you would have, I mean, Terrion's first rounder to me. Kool-Aid's the first rounder to me. J.C. Latham, who could go to the Chargers. He could also go to the Saints. He's a first rounder to me. And then Dallas Turner, to me, based on what he did at the Combine, that's a top 5 pick. Based on what he did at the Combine, that is a top 5 pick. But anyway, Bama Nation, appreciate every single last one of you guys for your comments tonight, for writing in, for getting your thoughts in here on the show. Appreciate every single last one of you. As always, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage here on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple. Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio needs. Check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there, folks. As always, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing there to not be bored. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself, protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, from your man Stephen Smith. Have a great night, Tuscaloosa. You've been listening to my own words.